recording. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Thrashers Paradise, American edition, as I am joined with rather staticky noises. So I'm joined with Rob, and Rob, how are you doing today?
Good, and you're breaking up already.
Oh, I'm breaking up already?
Yeah.
Oh, this is already going to be a great interview.
You're coming through now. There you go.
Oh, hey, there we go. Excellent. So, right off the bat, in 2018, 2 years ago now, you released Matricide. Forgive me if I said that wrong.
No, you did.
Okay, Matricide. Now in 2020, with the whole COVID BS all happening right now, has the next phase of Cognitive kind of been finalized?
Well, with COVID going on, we haven't been able to, we still had some tours to do this year, and we didn't get to do it, and we had ordered a bunch of merch, and that all got canned, obviously, because, we had a full U.S. tour, a headliner, a Canadian tour, and a European tour we were supposed to do, and we had to cancel it all, and we had already been writing the new record that's being written right now. We'd already started on it right after Matricide, so at this point, we're just recording the new album in November.
Oh, no, already? Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, we had started right after the last record. We were like, yo, let's just keep writing, let's keep writing. So we were already at the end of our tour cycle when this started. But there's bands out there that just put their records out that didn't get to tour that my heart's bleed for. You know what I mean? That's rough.
Now, with this all said, do you feel that when it comes time to kind of getting this album ready to be released, do you feel that we're still going to be in this phase where there is no physical live concerts?
I'm far from a scientist. You know what I mean? Dude, I don't know. I think, our record won't be out till 2021.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, fingers crossed. I would love, I want people to be safe, dude. Mm-hmm. Right off the bat. I would never say I don't want people to be safe. It's something to be taken very seriously. I don't know what's going to happen though. And it to me, I don't think this is something that just goes away. I don't think it's something that's just going to go away. I think it's something that it's going to be a type of flu, and eventually there's going to be vaccines and better medicine for it and all that. But right now it's new, dude. I don't think anyone knows what it is. People are like, I see people on the internet talk about, they're like, what did they say yesterday? That the World Health Organization said that if you're asymptomatic, it's harder to catch it from somebody that's asymptomatic. And there's people, oh, they're lying and this one's lying. I'm like, dude, maybe no one knows what's going on because they're just discovering it. It's science. It's new.
Fair enough, and that is a very valid point to look at all of this happening right now. I never really really thought about it that way.
Yeah, it's no different than being human. You make mistakes and you learn, and you change. And with the virus, the studies that are going on, no one knows what to do right now except try and be as safe as possible. And I definitely understand. People need to make money and pay their bills. And I understand even the mental health. I haven't seen most of my friends in 3 or 4 months at this point. So, of course you're like, dude, I want to get out. I get it. But it's a lot of dynamics tied into everything.
Now let's move back to some more positive things. Has it hit the band yet? Or have you had that holy bleep moment? We're already on album number 4.
I was thinking about this earlier today. It's so funny. Yeah, it is wild because, you start a band, you never know what's going to happen. And, when I started it, I definitely had the idea of, I want to take it to the top. Hopefully one day, we're like Cannibal Corpse. And, we definitely ain't there yet. But it's cool to see the progress of the band. It's cool to see the progress of the music. And it's cool to see the fans that, just discover us. And like, to me, what's been really heartwarming is like, there's so many peers out there that support us where like, even though they're bigger and, we might not ever tour with some of these bands, but we've seen like a lot of people just support us in bigger bands, which has been humbling.
Awesome. Now, as I'm reading off of your Facebook page, the band is originally from New Jersey.
Yeah.
What was that like to start the band up in the New Jersey area?
Well, I'm from Jersey, and most of the original members were from Jersey, but we're like 20 minutes from Philly. So it's kind of just like, it's the same community. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's not like a big drive or nothing like that. Like, I work in Philly, so it just takes me 20 minutes to go back and forth to work as it is. So it's not like it wasn't like, as we went through the years, we definitely had member changes, and a lot of it just had to do with we tour a lot. And as you get older, I'm going to be, penny pinching and going on this tour and then work whatever job. You either have a job that'll let you do it or you're job hopping. And, you get families involved and all that. And no, it's not for everyone. I get it. Who wants to sleep in a dirty bus, stinky and showering every 3 days? I get it. So we've been blessed, though, that in our area, there's a lot of talented people that have stepped up to be in the band or be a part of the band.
Now, though you guys have had such a very good career up to this point, what else do you want to accomplish with Cognitive?
I just want to do it as long as I can without jeopardizing, like I want to be able to pay bills and, all that stuff. But like, I would love to just keep touring and doing what we do and just play bigger shows. Like I'm happy now, and I would be happy doing more. So I don't have any complaints. Of course you always like, I'd love to make more money, or I'd love to play in front of more people, or I'd love to be on tour with this band. Like, I think that's the friendly competitiveness in every band. Not that it's a competition, but you're just like, I want to do that. How did they do that? I want to do that, or I want to do it better. And I think it's awesome in our community that there is that. And I think there should be that, because you want to step it up, and you also want to bring your friends along for the ride, where you're like, okay, I can bring my favorite band out that no one knows about, or my favorite band will bring me out. It's cool to see that, and that's how I feel about a lot of that stuff.
Awesome. Now, for you as an American band, where in the States was it the hardest for Cognitive to really get that, what's the word I'm looking for?
Just traction, I guess.
Yeah, like, where was the hardest place in the States for you all to truly start making a name for yourselves?
It's the West Coast, because there's just so much space. You know what I mean? That's like, just to get out there, straight. If you were going to drive straight, it could take like 3 days. But obviously on a tour, you're not going to get out there in 3 days. So like for us, like we do a lot of the East Coast and Southern Seaboard and come up around there, because like for us on the East Coast, you can get to the next city in 2 to 6 hours to play. And it's cheaper. It's more efficient with gas and all that. Versus when you're on the West Coast, you could play a show, and depending on where you're going, you could have, a 19-hour drive to the next, city to play. So that was always the challenge. And we have fans out there, but it's just hard to get out there, because for us, it's either let's fly and rent a vehicle and do a West Coast, or we're going to do a full U.S. tour, which comes, with we're going to miss a month and a half of work.
True enough. Now, when it comes time to planning a Cognitive tour, where is the one guaranteed place Cognitive every tour is going to play?
Aside from Philly, probably New York City or Texas.
Why Texas?
Texas has a really good death metal scene.
Okay.
Texas really does have a really good, strong death metal scene. So does the New York. We love playing New York City, and Baltimore, Maryland's really good. But we love our hometown. We love it.
All right. Now, when it came to writing the untitled new album that is still in the works, what has changed from the creation of your first album in 2014 to now, besides members?
Right. Maturity. I feel like I've just grown up. I mean, I've pushed myself more, especially with Harry being in band, our guitar player. Like, he's better than me. I have no shame in admitting it. So when he started writing, it was like, okay, cool. Now I learned all this stuff. I can incorporate it. But I think there's just a maturity, and as you know, as other bands put out music and you get influenced by that, and you're like, I want to do something like that, or I want to try and do something like that. So I think there's just been new bands discovered or going back and revisiting stuff and being like, wow, I want to do that. And I just think as we've gotten older, we're just like, I used to just want to be the fastest. I wanted to be the most technical. And now as I get older, I'm like, I want to write something that people relate to. I don't care if it's hard to play. I kind of got over that. Because when I was younger, I was like, I want to be the best at guitar. And then I got drunk and realized I'm never going to get to be the best at guitar. I'm just going to be honest. So I just think it's cool that we try to write like interesting stuff sometimes. And this part's super heavy and this part's fast. And like, I do pride myself in a sick way that our fast parts are definitely fast. We're not Archspire fast, but we're pretty fast. I think that's something that I'm proud of. I'm just like, man, when I listen to us, I'm like, holy shit, that's fast.
For you personally, what is your go-to favorite song to perform live?
Probably Haunted Justice or Fragmented Perception.
Sweet.
The last two albums.
Okay. Now,
sorry if I'm really quick to answer some of this.
No, it's totally cool. You're just catching me off guard because I'm not used to people answering questions so fast, and I actually kind of like it because I'm getting in more questions.
Awesome.
So, when it comes time to doing international stuff, either be going to Canada or even dabbing in a little bit of Europe, where are the spots that you immediately go, okay, we have to hit here?
For Canada, it's definitely like the Montreal area.
Okay.
I call that like they just, dude. I mean, they've got the best bands from there, dude. Like Canada fucking shreds, bro. All of my favorite bands are from up there, man. Like for the most part, almost every band that I love is from Canada. From like Cryptopsy, Ion Dissonance, fucking Protest the Hero, Gorguts, like Martyr. There's so many despised. Oh god, I could go on and on. Cryptopsy, so sick. Like all that, and then Europe's awesome, man. I don't think there's a bad spot to go in Europe. I don't.
If you were to go big in one European country, what European country would you personally want to be big in?
Man, that's like hard. I feel like when you, man, I don't know. That's a hard one. I want to say either Germany or France.
Okay, why France?
I just feel like the culture is so just like about art and all.
Okay,
but
fair
I feel
enough.
like when you play Germany, like, dude, you could play Germany if they know your music. If you fuck up, they'll get off stage and you'll be like, dude, you did really good except for that minute mark at 2:31. You missed the pitch. So, like, you can get big at Germany and you play and they don't have anything to say, like, you did it, man. But I respect because they care. They care about the music and all. So it's and so many big festivals are in Germany, man. Like Germany is a really cool country. Have you ever been there?
Sadly, no, not yet.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It is really cool to go there. France is beautiful. Europe's awesome. It's so awesome.
Now, also while we've been talking, not during this, but via emails, you are in charge of a Seasons of Mist?
I'm not in charge of it. I'm not in charge of it. No.
You work with, right?
Yes. I work there. Yeah. I do mail order and I pitch some ideas to my boss and stuff like that for either tour ideas or signings and stuff. But I pretty much handle mail order over there and fulfillment.
So, how does that go hand in hand? Trying to juggle around working with Seasons of Mist and then trying to figure out cognitive stuff.
I'm blessed because they are totally fine with me going on tour and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they support me doing it and everything. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good.
I'm sorry. I hope this doesn't close anything.
I'll make sure to edit this part out.
Yeah. 1 second. Where the hell did you go now? There we go. Sorry.
It's all
Sorry.
good. It's all good.
No, it's cool. They encourage it. They support me.
That's
So.
awesome. Now, is Cognitive signed to Seasons of Mist?
No, we're on Unique Leader.
Do you think sometime down the line that might be...
I doubt it because I'm pretty sure there's like a golden rule. If you work here, that ain't happening, which is fine.
Okay,
I get it.
that's a fair enough rule.
Oh, I get it. Don't shit where you eat. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I get it. I get it. So, but I love my job. I love everyone that works there. I'm very appreciative of it. I was blessed and so thankful when they asked me, like, hey, you want to work here?
Awesome. Now, in your area of the States, who for you is a very hot and coming band from your area?
From the East Coast, I'm going to shout out Ground, the grindcore power violence band.
Okay.
If you're looking for new music, by the way, here you go. So Ground is awesome. Wormhole.
Wormhole. Okay.
Other East Coast bands. I mean, Fit for an Autopsy's killing it right now.
True enough.
Rivers of Nile.
Oh, they're an East Coast band?
Oh, yeah. They're from, like, Pennsylvania. They're not too far from us.
Oh, I thought they were like a Cali band.
No, the drummer's from Cali.
That's probably where I got the confusion.
Yeah. So they're, them bands, like, blow me away. They're the bands that, like, right off the top of my head, I could think of where I'm just like, them bands are, like, really good and inspiring.
How do you feel
I'm
about...
sorry for anyone else I didn't shout out there, by the way. Like, oh, that son of a bitch.
Now, how do you feel about hardcore band Knocked Loose? I believe they're also from the area?
Love that band. and you know what? While we're talking about East Coast bands and we're talking about hardcore bands, Jesus Piece is amazing as well. They're from Philly.
Okay.
But, yo, Knock Loose, I love that band. I fucking love that band. I just listened to them 2 days ago at work. Love them.
And now, another related question to bands. Who is the artist that you are wearing on your shirt?
Volcania.
I'm sorry, one more time?
Volcania.
Okay.
They're from South Africa.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And how did you discover that band?
They had been around a while. Actually, I helped do some of their like management stuff in America. They had approached me and they were just like, "Hey, man, I heard you do like a lot of tour booking and some like management stuff. Would you be able to help us?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're some of the sweetest guys I've ever met.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, for you in Cognitive, I bet there's millions of fans just like saying, "Oh my God, we love you so much, and it feels great." Where for you was the one fan that you weren't expecting to have a fan from that country in?
Okay. There's been a couple ones, but one of the craziest emails we had ever got was, and it was a promoter who was a big fan had contacted us and said, "Hey, do you want to come play Iceland?"
Really?
And I was like, "What?" He was like, "I love your music. I would love to have you here." And we were going to try and do it, and we couldn't make it work. And then when we got the offer to go to Europe, I hit him up, and we got to play for him, and we got to play in Iceland and meet the guy.
Awesome. So what was that like to perform in Iceland?
It is fucking just like beautiful, and it's nothing like you've ever seen before. Like it looks like a different planet in my opinion. Like you land and it's like a lot of lava rock, at least from what I seen, the area I seen, it was a lot of like lava rock and moss and all, and just gorgeous, dude. And the ocean was like super clean and all that. It was
Wow.
the city we were in was supposed to be big, but like And I only got to see a little bit of it. It was like a little like town area, but it was fascinating because like it was just different. It was different than anywhere I've ever been. And everyone was so nice and so polite and helpful. And can we take you here? What do you need? Do you need anything? And it was awesome.
Awesome.
A lot of people. I was like, I want to go to Iceland, and like that was something you never think you're going to go to some of these places.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought I would go to Europe ever, let alone like go to Iceland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Puerto Rico. I got to go play Puerto Rico before. That was fucking awesome.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. But Iceland was definitely just like, wow, I'm here. Like, I can't believe I'm in fucking Iceland, dude.
That is awesome. Now, where has been the weirdest venue you have performed in?
Oh, man. I'd have to think. I can't think of anything bizarre we've really ever played. I can't think of anything like, you know, we played plenty of dive bars. We played plenty of big venues. I think we played a couple churches before.
Okay, the typical stuff.
I could think of. Nothing too crazy I could think of.
No Thai food restaurants?
No. Oh, you know where we did play before? Don't quote me on this. We played an Italian restaurant in Buffalo, which I think used to be the Dennys that came from the What the Fuck Is Up Dennys. I think they don't quote me. I think they turned that into an Italian restaurant, which had some of the best food I've ever fucking had. I wish I knew the name of it, but I think it used to be that exact Dennys that video, like What the Fuck Is Up Dennys. I think it was that exact Dennys that turned into an Italian restaurant.
Is awesome. And they were serving Italian food during the concert?
Yeah. They were the restaurant.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm sure people were in there like, what the fuck is going on back there? But it was a great time.
I bet that just sounds awesome. Just hearing that's
Dude, so good.
Awesome. Now it's time to ask you the last two questions, which are the most fun questions here on the channel. Now, a lot nowadays we see metal musicians partnering up with either distilleries or breweries to come out with their own signature line of alcohol. If Cognitive was to ever get to that point, what kind of alcohol would it be? And what would you prefer the name of it to be called?
Dude, it's so funny you're talking about this because oh my God, what was the fucking name? I pitched it to my buddy and he fucking loved it, and I'm trying to remember the name of it right now. Oh, give me a second. Oh. Yeah, so I would want alcohol because I'm not a big beer guy. I'll drink it though. Okay. But I had said Cognitive Matrix Cider.
Oh, that'd be a good one. That is good. Damn, that.
So that's on the to-do list when I can find someone to do it.
That is really good, clever wordplay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I applaud that. That is genius. I would have never thought of that.
Yeah, that's something that we've talked about. I probably wouldn't drink it.
Now we're at the final question of this fun interview. We asked this to all of our first-time guests. Who would win in a fight, Lemme or God?
You're not going to get me with the question because I know this is the Airheads thing. And you're not going to give me the... Trick question, Lemme is God? Like, come on, bro. Have you ever caught somebody with this joke?
Yes, a Denver band. They had no... Here's the best part. They didn't even know who Lemme was.
I'll throw it out there. I'll be risky. I'm not a big Motorhead guy.
And that's okay. You still at least knew.
Oh, well, yeah. Dude, come on, dude. Airheads is one of the greatest movies ever.
Yes, it's true. Well, Rob, thank you so much for being part of Thrashers Paradise today. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the people watching this now on YouTube?
just stay safe and stay healthy, man, and take care of each other.
Excellent. And until next time, everyone, keep on thrashing.